Good morning, Math 6. How you guys doing? Hope everyone is fine diddly dandy. All right, so today what we're doing... Oh, I guess I should cover this up and go one step at a time. Good gravy. Okay, here we go. We have lesson 130, Fahrenheit and Celsius. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to convert between Fahrenheit to Celsius and Celsius to Fahrenheit. These are two ways to measure temperature. And again, just like we learned yesterday with customary and metric units, here in the United States, we're one of the only countries who use Fahrenheit, and everyone else uses Celsius. And you might think, well, why don't we just convert to be like everybody else? That's a really good question, but it would be weird to say that our body temperature is 37 degrees, which it is in Celsius, rather than 98 degrees, which it is in Fahrenheit. It's also weird to think that that water boils at 100 degrees. Again, that's what it does in Celsius, because it gets 100 degrees in Fahrenheit outside all the time, and that would be really weird to think that the water's boiling. Anyway, all we're going to be doing is there's two formulas, only two of them, and we're going to go over that. There's going to be plenty of practice examples. The formulas are a little bit complicated, but there's only two of them. So as long as we know it, then we'll be able to do just fine. Again, this is conversion, and this is when we have Celsius and we're going to Fahrenheit. So this is what we have, this is what we want. So Fahrenheit equals, now this might look really ugly, but just hear me out. Fahrenheit equals 9/5 times Celsius plus 32. Okay? So it's just kind of a simple decimal. 9/5 divided by, or 9/5 times Celsius. So whatever we have in Celsius, again, this is what we have, this is what we want. So what we have in Celsius, we multiply that by 9/5, and again, 9/5 equals 1.8. So if you just wanted to convert that to a decimal, you can multiply 1.8 times Celsius and then add 32 to that. Again, this is when we are given our degrees in Celsius, we use this formula. Okay? Here's an example. What's the degrees in Fahrenheit when we are given 25 degrees Celsius? So what we do is we plug this in. Now, I'm going to use the fraction, the ratio, 9/5, for our practice examples, but if you want to use this decimal in your homework, go for it. All right, so we plug it in. We have Fahrenheit equals 9/5 times 25/1. Now, again, I put 25/1 because any whole number has 1 as the denominator. It's kind of just the standard. It's the go-to. It's what is implied, although it's not written. Since this is in parentheses, this is what we're going to do first, and then we're going to add 32. Well, when I'm multiplying fractions, I could multiply across, or what I can do is I could simplify. So that's why I've written it out like this. I'm going to simplify before I multiply. And that's going to look like me crossing out, right? I'm going to divide 25 by 5 and 5 by 5. That's going to give me 9/1 times 5/1. Now I multiply straight across. That's going to give me 9 times 5 is 45. 1 times 1 is 1. So 45/1 plus 32. And again, this is because it's whole numbers, this is just 45 over 1. So 45 plus 32 equals 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So when it's 25 degrees Celsius outside, it's 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. Now I've got a bunch more examples. It looks like I wrote down all the answers, so let me just try to do this. Oy. Forgive me for revealing the answer. But again, what I'm doing here is I'm putting in 105 into the formula. I'm going to cross cancel. So I'm dividing 105 and 5 by 5. Give me 9 over 1 times 21 over 1 plus 32. I'm going to multiply 9 and 28 and 21, giving me 189 plus 32, giving me the answer of 221 degrees Fahrenheit equals 105 degrees Celsius. Okay. Here's another one. 20 degrees Celsius. Again, I'm going to simplify. Ooh, that's me. That's allergies, by the way. Okay. Plug it in, simplify, add, bada bing, bada boom. Now, all of these examples have been multiples of 5. So that's made the cross canceling, the simplifying really easy. But I think you guys get the gist of it. If it's easier for you to multiply by 1.8 than it is to do the fraction, by all means, go ahead. Just make sure you show your work and take it slowly, right? Ray, don't erase all of your problems. Don't erase your work, okay? Ava, yes, go nice and slowly, okay? Moving right along, we are going to our second formula, where we have Fahrenheit, but we want Celsius. So this is our second formula right here. Now it's important to know that 5/9 is equivalent to 0.55. It actually equals 0.5 bar. But for our purposes, you guys could just multiply it by 0.55. Again, if you want to use the decimal instead of the fraction, by all means go ahead. In this work, I'm using this instead. Now, it's very important to know, look, my parentheses around the subtraction. That's telling me that I need to do this subtraction before I multiply, okay? Again, this is when we have Fahrenheit but want Celsius. So that's the primary difference here. Now let's get into some examples. So we want Celsius, but we have Fahrenheit. So this is where we subtract 77 minus 32 before we multiply. That's going to leave us with 45. Here I've simplified. So subtract. Oh, I'm sorry. Subtract. Here's where I simplify. Again, I've got 45, so 77 minus 32 equals 45. But I've simplified by dividing by 9. That gives me 25 degrees Celsius. Now, you might remember that we did exactly this on the first page. We had 25 degrees Celsius, and we did all the work and got 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, that's absolutely right. I'm proving that no matter which way you go, yes, these are the steps that you need to take, but you could go back and forth, and this is the amount that works. Now, if you multiplied it by 0.55, I think it'll get you like 24 point something degrees Celsius. So it's close, right? But that's why it's an approximation. And it'll get you there shortly. Okay, here's some practice problems. So this first one, actually, I think I've got both of these. Now, I haven't done the work for you, right, but you guys can plug it in and check your answers. I've got the answers right here. Alrighty, dighty. Now, if you guys have any questions, please comment, email me, or message the classroom, and I'll get to those as soon as I can. Otherwise, know I love you, and I'll be talking to you guys shortly. Bye.